So in this video, I'll be doing a what if Hakari versus Yuta. And in this video, I'll be talking about the different feats that they've shown and potentially who would win if they were to fight. As we know, Yuta said that Hakari is stronger than he is when he is on a roll. However, I don't necessarily agree completely, and I'll be showing you why this fight would be an extremely close battle and who would win. So without further ado, obviously like, comment, share, subscribe for more JJK content, and we'll start off with the video. So let's start off with Yuta. So Yuta's abilities, he has Rika, he now has the ability he's obtained from Uro with sky manipulation, he has curse speech that he's obtained from Unumaki, curse energy beam that is only slightly inferior to that of Granite Blaster. He has also other curse techniques and curse tools, as well as a domain expansion that we are yet to see, and it just highlights how Yuta has a multiple of different abilities. So now let's go and talk about Hakari. Hakari's abilities is obviously that of the jackpot, and at this moment of time we haven't seen any of his curse techniques. His jackpot allows him to become immortal, and he's still to have extreme great durability feats. He also has access to automatic reverse curse technique, and at this moment of time he has the highest application with those such as Gojo, as well as have unlimited curse energy, attack power from the unlimited curse energy. He also has access to what we believe is the first and only domain expansion locator. He can move the coordinates of his domain expansion to different areas, and that was evident in the Hajime versus Hakari fight. So now let's go to how I think this fight would go. I think the fight is Yuta, who's a jack of all trades and has multiple abilities and ways in which he can deal with Hakari, compared to Hakari, who would be more in the immovable object and attrition style warfare. If you don't know what attrition is, I mean he would try to wear down and slowly make Yuta run out of curse energy to then deal the final blow. And this could be similarly shown with the fight with how he has dealt with Hajime. We know Hajime has used the 4 minutes and 11 seconds of the invincibility to wear out the time to get closer to Hakari, and I believe that is something similar Yuta would have to do in terms of closing the gap to Hakari. But similarly, Hakari has used that to his advantage to wear down Hajime and continue his damage over the course of the battle. By doing so, he's managed to exhaust as much of his curse energy as we've seen in the final blow. I think we shouldn't sleep on Hakari, and in my opinion this fight would be of high difficulty or extreme difficulty regardless, because both combatants are extremely strong. That both fighters are in their base form, Yuta is far stronger. With his abilities and obviously curse tools, he has far more things that are more likely to cause Hakari damage. So in that case, Hakari would have to delay the fight and hit his jackpot. The minute he hits the jackpot is when the fight changes, because now he can begin his attrition style warfare and begin to slowly wear down Yuta and Rika. The minute Yuta would be to summon Rika, that 5 minutes period is where Yuta would be at his strongest and activate all his curse energy and curse techniques. So he would be at the pinnacle, and in my opinion he would do a similar style of Hajime to delay the immortality and try to kill Hakari at the end of the immortality. So as we've seen with Hakari and his ability, he can continuously loop domain expansions, but he has to wait until the 4 minutes 11 of his first immortality is done and then begin to roll and hit his spins. Similar to that, Hajime has used that to his advantage to then kill or do mass amount of damage to Hakari during those periods, and that was evident in the ribs blown from Hajime. However, now with Yuta, he has great feats, but he does not necessarily have a one-shot kill ability that we have seen compared to that of Hajime. So I believe now with the usage of the sky manipulation and the curse energy beams, he could use these to potentially damage Hakari more, and Hakari would have to then be in the back foot of closing the gap with Yuta. Moreover, with the fact that it would be a 2v1 for that period, with the fact that Rika and now Yuta are fighting together, it would be harder for Hakari to deal with both these individuals, and I think it would be a more case until Yuta finally finds the crack in when Hakari is not immortal. However, I don't believe this will be an easy fight, and I'm not going to sleep on Hakari's durability. With his ability as well to move his domain expansion and the coordinates, he could use that as a way to scale the fight and draw distance between them. However, this is also a detriment to what I would say Hakari, because the more distance that's between Yuta and Hakari, the more Yuta benefits, especially with now the ability of Uro sky manipulation. He could potentially fly, use the abilities that we've seen, and now with so much more abilities that can draw the fight, I just believe he has too much, in my opinion, in a fight against Hakari. Now I'll argue a little bit for Hakari's case and see where the potential he could win. And this is where I think if Hakari was to become even more luckier than he is. We know at the period of time he's missed one potential jackpot, and that was shown at the first fight against Charles. But if he was to continuously hit in his jackpot, even in the periods where Yuta would try to strike damage, he could get to a situation where he could draw out Yuta's curse energy and wear him down to the end. We also know that physically, Hakari would be stronger in that regard, because even Yuta admitted himself he uses curse energy to reinforce himself because he's not as the strongest in the physical aspect. However, even with these potentials that Hakari could have, I just don't see any other way that Yuta loses. And if you guys do think that Hakari win, let me know down below. I think the biggest danger Yuta would have to go is the fact that he's immortal. But this also speaks volumes with the fact that Yuta has also been very underrated, and the fact that we haven't seen him go full out or even use his domain expansion, and he's fought so many strong sorcerers such as Ryu, Uro, Druve, and Kurorushi. So the fact that Yuta has shown, in my opinion, higher speed feats, similar levels of durability but not to that of Hakari because he's immortal, as well as high attack damage and the versatility, I believe at the fight, even though it would be extremely difficult, Yuta will win this fight against Hakari. I think Hakari is extremely strong, and I think he is a very strong character. It's just at this moment in time, so we have more knowledge of his fourth jackpot that he can hit, as well as maybe more of his curse techniques. I don't think he is stronger than Yuta, and I think it's just shown with the fact with this quote. After the night parade of the 100 demons, he regained his special grade status in 3 months. In this modern era, he is second only to Gojo Satoru. It's just my opinion, he is the current strongest Jujutsu sorcerer in Jujutsu High that isn't sealed, and that's just my opinion. But what do you guys think? Obviously, like, comment, share, subscribe for more JJK content.